All right, so we're diving deep into Bivol versus Beterbiev today. And
Yeah.
this isn't just another fight night,
Right.
This is
That's huge.
two undefeated champs, completely different styles, and everyone's talking about it, and we're breaking it all down. Um, and one of the things that's coming up a lot is just how good Bivol's footwork is. Like, people
Yeah.
are saying this is kind of his superpower.
It's funny you should say superpower because they did say it's some of the best in the world.
Really?
Yeah. They were
Oh.
really praising it. But it's not just about, being fast or fancy on your feet. It's like they were talking about how he uses it so strategically to kind of like control the whole fight.
Right.
Like he dictates the pace. He uses it to like circle away from danger, make his opponents waste energy chasing him. It's
So he's not just dancing around the ring. He's
yeah.
playing chess out there.
Exactly. Yeah. He's always in control. And then you add in the jab,
Oh, yeah.
which they were saying is like this constant probe.
Yep.
It disrupts the opponent's rhythm, keeps them off balance.
Keeps him guessing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Bivol. All right, we've got the strategy, the precision, and then you've got Beterbiev, who just seems to stop people in their tracks.
Literally, I mean, come on, 100% knockout rate.
I know. How is that even possible?
I know. It's incredible.
It's wild, and it's very systematic.
Oh, wow.
Like, he breaks them down.
So it's controlled aggression then?
Yes,
That's-
it's not just like a brawl, and that's what they call the big drama show. I mean,
Chuckles, I know.
you got to admit, he knows how to make an entrance.
Yeah, he does. He does. But you know what I think it really is? It's that ability to see the weakness.
Right.
To capitalize on any hesitation. That's what makes him so dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like he can smell fear almost.
Intense. So we've got Bivol, the master tactician, Beterbiev, the knockout artist.
Yeah.
It's like a clash of styles you'd see in a movie.
Right. Straight out of a movie.
But the thing is, there's even more to it than that, because they have this shared history. Didn't they both come up through that Russian boxing system?
They did, yeah. And the DZN analysts were really getting into this because it's not even just that they're from the same country.
Right.
They were in the same training camp at one point.
Really?
Yeah, so these guys probably sparred together, maybe even fought each other as amateurs. We don't know.
Wow. That just adds a whole other layer to this.
It does. It's like this whole backstory.
It's like a rivalry brewing under the surface.
Right. I know. And we don't even know like if there are any scores to settle from back in the day.
Exactly. And the DZN people didn't really have any details on how those sparring sessions went.
Oh. Which, I mean, come on, just makes it more intriguing.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, like, did one of them always get the upper hand?
We don't know.
Have to imagine.
Yeah, but they did say that Russian system is tough, man.
Oh, yeah.
It churns out fighters who are just like physically and mentally prepared for anything.
Right.
Like they are ready to go.
Okay, so we've got that shared background. We've got these amazing fighters.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the age difference, too. I mean, Beterbiev's, what, 39?
He is, yeah.
And Bivol's a bit younger.
A bit, yeah.
Did the analysts think that was going to be a factor at all?
They did. They were talking about how Beterbiev's been in some wars,
Yeah.
taking some hard hits. And there's always a question mark with that,
Yeah.
especially at that age.
Wow.
Like, do those battles take their toll?
Especially against someone like Bivol's, who's so quick.
Exactly. And they were pointing out his stamina, too.
His stamina's incredible.
It is. They were saying he just seems to get stronger as the fight goes on.
It's scary.
Which is a scary thought for anyone going up against him.
Yeah.
Especially someone maybe in the later stages of their career.
Right, right.
Mm.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. But then again, we've got Beterbiev's power, which just seems ageless.
I know. It's like
It's unbelievable.
he defies time.
One of the things I found really interesting that the DZN analysts did was they kind of compared their records against a common opponent.
Oh, yes.
Callum Smith.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I thought that was so smart.
Yeah.
Because it's like a little mini case study
Right.
within the bigger fight.
Right.
So I've got Bivol and Beterbiev. They've both faced Callum Smith. Now, Callum Smith's a solid boxer in his own right.
Right.
Beterbiev stopped him in 2 rounds.
Wow.
Relentless pressure. Classic big drama show.
Yeah.
But Bivol went the distance with Smith. Won a clear decision, but still a decision.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So does that tell us anything, or is it just like a fun fact? Like, Beterbiev just completely walked through him, and Bivol had to think a little bit more.
Well, that's what they were debating. Yeah, like on one hand, you could look at it and say, okay, Beterbiev just bulldozed through him. Raw power overwhelmed him.
Right.
But then you look at Bivol, and it's like maybe that shows a different kind of intelligence in the ring.
Interesting.
Like he figured out Smith controlled the fight, didn't take any unnecessary risks.
So are we thinking then that maybe Bivol's going to try to outthink Beterbiev almost? Like, this is going to be more of a chess match than, like,
It's a good question.
a slugfest.
It really is. And to be honest, I don't think the Daisyen analysis really gave us a definitive answer there.
Okay.
They were saying that, yeah, Bivol's got the tools. He could frustrate Beterbiev, use that movement and the jab to score points from a distance.
But there's always a but in boxing.
Always a but. And in this case, the but is that power. Like they said, it only takes one shot.
One shot. That's
Yeah.
all it takes.
Yeah.
One shot. That's all it takes. It's funny because listening to all this, it really highlights just how crazy boxing is. You can have all the strategy in the world,
Right.
but power.
It changes everything.
It really does. And the Daisyen analysts were really hitting on that. They were impressed with Bivol's technical skills.
Oh, yeah.
The way he uses that jab, his footwork, to just dismantle opponents.
It's beautiful to watch.
It is. But they're also saying that, Beterbiev faced his share of skilled boxers too.
Right. Every time someone gets in the ring with him, they've got a plan.
Right. Like, I'm going to outbox this guy. I'm going to avoid that power.
Yeah.
And it just
Hasn't worked yet.
no. So it's not even just can Bivol outbox him. It's can he do it for the entire fight
Yes. Without making a single mistake.
against a guy who can literally end it with one punch.
That's a lot of pressure.
Talk about pressure.
Oh, my gosh. I wouldn't want to be in Bivol's shoes.
So unpredictable.
It really is.
Totally. And that's what we love about boxing.
That's what makes it so exciting.
Right.
The
Exactly.
drama,
Yeah.
the tension. You never know what's going to happen.
Anything can happen on any given night.
Exactly.
And this one, it's got all the makings of a classic. Two undefeated champions.
The top of their game.
Clash of styles.
History. Don't forget the history.
Oh, yeah. We've got that whole backstory.
Yeah.
It's going to be so interesting to see what Bivol does.
Right?
Does he stick to his game plan?
Right.
Relies on his movement, his boxing IQ,
He play it safe.
or does he take some risks? Because you could argue that playing it safe against a guy like Beterbiev might not be enough.
Ooh, good point.
Right.
Yeah, you got to bring something.
You got to bring it.
You can't just try to survive.
Exactly. He's got to go for it.
Right,
Can't just try to survive. You've really got me thinking about this one
right.
because it's not just about who wins. It's about these two different approaches. Like, what does it actually take to be a champion?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you think about Beterbiev's style, it's so aggressive.
So aggressive.
It's like relentless forward pressure.
It's scary.
And it works.
It does work.
But can it work against someone like Bivol,
Right.
who's just so technically sound?
So smart in the ring.
And adaptable, too. We've seen him adjust his game plan depending on the opponent.
He's got that boxing IQ,
He does.
which might be what he needs against a guy like Beterbiev.
You would think, right.
Because you can't out-brawl Beterbiev.
No way.
You got to outthink him.
Exactly. And that's what makes this fight so fascinating. It's like a chess match with these huge power punches looming over every move.
Right. Like one mistake,
Yeah.
one miscalculation.
It could be over.
It could be over.
Just like that.
I was thinking about this. What does it say about Bivol's legacy if he pulls this off?
Oh, man.
To go undefeated against someone like Beterbiev.
I
I mean, we're
know.
talking about an all-time great.
We are talking about potentially putting his name alongside those legends we were talking about earlier. Spence Crawford, a Fury Usyk. That's the level of this fight.
It's huge.
It's legacy-defining stuff. And you know what? Even if Beterbiev doesn't win,
Yeah.
his power, his presence in the ring, that's always going to be a factor. People are going to remember him. He's an absolute force of nature.
No doubt about it.
Oh.
Well, I am so hyped for this fight. Are you hyped?
Oh, absolutely. This is what it's all about. Two warriors at the top of their game. Can't wait to see who comes out on top.
Me neither. Thanks for breaking it all down with me.
Anytime. This is fun.
Always a blast talking boxing. All right, till next time.